The director of She-Hulk, Kat Coro, is now speaking out about the show amidst all of the controversies and all of the insane things that we continue to see that is being promoted with this pathetic-looking show. And now she is basically here to say that the Disney Plus series, She-Hulk, was developed with the focus being on inclusivity and making sure that the story was told through the female lens, which, according to Hollywood, basically means that you have to put down the male characters, you have to shit all over the male characters, and prop up all of the female characters to be perfect Mary Sues, which, from everything that we have seen with She-Hulk, it's basically confirmed that that is the case, because we saw Hulk basically trying to teach and train She-Hulk how to use her abilities and everything else, and she completely just nailed everything. She never once had an issue, she never stumbled or did anything wrong. It was all perfect when she was doing it, while Hulk is still apparently struggling with his power. So let's get into this entire thing and we'll see what she has to say here. As we can see already, the focus is on the wrong thing. The focus with this show was on inclusivity, and that is not what a story should be focused on. That is not what makes a good story. Inclusivity doesn't help anything. Diversity doesn't make a good story. But Hollywood continues to think that is the thing that they should be pushing. So, as if the Disney Plus series attempt to market itself by downplaying the achievements and experience of the Jade Giantess's more famous cousin wasn't proof enough already, She-Hulk attorney at law director Kat Coro has confirmed that two of the most important aspects to the next MCU entry's development were inclusivity and making sure that the story was told through the female lens. I don't know about you guys, but man, I miss the days when, you know, it's not even movies that have all male cast. Look at films like Aliens and look at films like Terminator. Look at all of these different films that have female lead roles. Kill Bill is another great one where the focus of the story wasn't inclusivity. It just happened to have a female lead, and they got to explore, you know, the female dynamic through that, but it never was about inclusivity. It was still about the story at the end of the day, which is why those movies will continue to live throughout cinema's history. Meanwhile, ridiculous things like She-Hulk will be dead in 2 years. Asked by staff writer Sydney Buxbaum how having a team of all women behind the camera influenced the series' production, the director asserted, "I will be so excited on the day when that is not a big deal." The fact is that you guys continue to make it a big deal. You know, if you guys didn't say anything and you guys just made a show where it had an all-female crew or whatever else, which is sexist in a lot of ways, you know, nobody would probably think twice of it. But you guys continue to pound us over the head with it, and you're like, look, guys, this isn't supposed to be a big deal, but it is. It's like, come on, guys, what do you expect us to do? Of course we're going to make a big deal out of it because you guys are making a big deal out of it. We're not there yet, she opined, but I hope that this show is part of that movement where it's just accepted that some shows are predominantly led by women because that's how life is. What? What? Wait, what? What does she mean by that? I can't. I don't even know where she's trying to go with that one because that's a weird take, but okay. It was definitely something we talked about inclusivity and making sure that the story was told through the female lens. But remember, guys, we're not supposed to be making a big deal out of this. Comic books have traditionally, in the art, been through the male gaze. And so there was a lot of talk about what is the female gaze and how do we create this from our point of view. So they're pissed off about the male gaze and how that is such a bad thing, right? So instead, they're going to give us the female gaze. But that's okay. But the male gaze is bad. So, okay, so this is the double standards of how Hollywood works. Male gaze, bad. Female gaze, good. And they continue to wonder why we are so upset with all of the nonsense that Hollywood is engaged in. Like I said, like I continue to say time and time again, this has nothing to do with diversity or inclusion. All it has to do at the end of the day is that they are pushing a communist agenda where they want to destroy male characters, they want to destroy strong men, and they want to continue to make women despise men for not being strong. And that is what it all boils down to at the end of the day. So with that being said, she continues to say all sorts of ridiculous things. One thing I always come back to was one of the wish fulfillment elements of getting to see her walking down a dark alley and someone gives her a hard time and she's able to kick their butts. Woo! Woo! Yeah. Oh, we're not supposed to be making a big deal out of it. That's right. Anyway, so that, guys, that is why I created EpicVerse, okay? Because I am sick of this nonsense. I know that you guys are as well. And we aren't going to be focused on things like inclusivity. We aren't going to be focused on all of the wrong things. The only things that we're focused on at EpicVerse is excellent storytelling, strong community building, and being awesome with the content that we create. So make sure that you check out EpicVerse. Follow us on all the social medias. I'd appreciate that a lot. And I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.